first thing out of the box. Speaking of which, 8 in the box. We're going to do that tomorrow with B. How about that drop, newbie? That's pretty good. Like, it just kind of comes. It's unbelievable. But 8 in the box with me and B. How. We're going to do the deep dive that we did into the last week of college basketball. May have helped some of you pick some games. I'm just saying it was pretty good. We had a lot of good things. It's all available on the Cash Consideration Podcast YouTube channel. You can watch it. You can download it wherever you get podcasts. But B. How's going to go deep into the weeds like he always does every week. We're not going to do that here today. Pretty simple. First question. I'll go to you first, Carl, because newbie saw it in person. Surprised by any of these 4 teams being in it? And were you surprised by anything that you saw in the games leading up to it? Because we got 2 4-point spreads. Duke -4 against North Carolina. Kansas -4. It's moving up 4.5 against Villanova. How's your bracket looking? Are you surprised by anything that you saw?
My bracket is shit.
That's all
but
right. Nobody knows.
Honestly, I'm surprised that Carolina made it this far, to be honest. If I was a pure basketball observer, a college basketball observer, I think I'd be really surprised that Carolina made it this far. However, when I take newbie's conspiracy theory hat and I put that on and I say, well, do they want Coach K to have to play against Carolina one more time on the way out? Yeah, of course they do. They probably want him to play Kansas on the way out as well, right? So, so from that aspect, from that perspective, no, I'm not surprised. I'm really not.
Newbie, you saw that team in person. They look damn good, son. They're 4-point dogs, but you know, you don't have a hat on today. You let them locks flow, putting us all to shame with them locks and a beard. It's ridiculous. But I mean, are they going to win this thing? Duke, is it that easy? Is it done?
Well, the thing is, and not even just, conspiracy wise, even though, that's my favorite angle to take is, what's going to make the most money for everybody. And that's probably what's going to be happening. I mean, the numbers this game is about to do is going to be unreal. And the narrative of Coach K beating UNC, the revenge angle, and then he's going to play Kansas. And oh my God, Duke wins it all and he beats the team he won in his first. I mean, the movie starring who's going to be the actor who's going to play Coach K in the Disney movie that they're going to make about this whole entire run that he's gone on here and his whole entire career as a whole. We got to really think who's going to make a good actor for that. Maybe that's a question for you guys on Twitter to let us know who's going to play Coach K in the Disney movie about his life, because it's going to end with all the confetti falling down. We'll see. But as far as the game goes, I think what became abundantly clear to me, and I think the really stamp moment of it was what UNC was able to do to UCLA. This team was vastly underseeded coming into this year. Like if you go back and look at some of the wins that they had, I think maybe how they stumbled out of the gate a little bit to start the year was built into why they were so underseeded. But I feel like that underseeding really helped them out. They got a nice draw. They had to beat some solid teams, but to get to the Final Four, St. Peter's was dead walking off the bus, because UNC looks at that game and they say, we win this game, we're going to get to play Duke in Coach K's biggest game ever. You know what I mean? It was the textbook motivation spot. Not even that 8.5 that they were laying was enough. So if you're just asking me with what we've seen this tournament, I think out of the 4 teams, the team that has over impressed has been this UNC Tar Heels team. They look awesome, and Manic is awesome. I love watching that guy play. Maybe it's because he's a long-haired brother like me, but I just love it. He can do it under the boards. He can stroke it from long distance. I loved it when his hairband fell off and he couldn't shoot because his hair was in his face. I was like, I feel you, Manic. But they're a fun team to watch, man. And I think if anybody can end this little Coach K love affair, I'm taking the 4 with UNC. As far as actionable info goes, that would be my best bet of the week is taking the points with UNC. This is a damn good team, man.
Is Philly? I mean, Philly got a little crazy for the St. Peter's Peacocks.
It was lit down there, man. It was like 50-50 split, maybe 60-40, because those Tar Heel fans travel, but
right.
They didn't have much to cheer about. I can tell you that much.
Well, do you think Villanova has anything to cheer about. Is the
That
city of
injury, though.
brotherly love. Anybody thinking about the Nova, Villanova Wildcats, Jay Wright, all this other stuff? Any love there or no?
I think the Achilles injury for and his name's escaping me right now, his last
done.
name,
Yeah.
a terrific player. He's not going to be in. So I think you're really going to have the rallying of the troops. And for Kansas, I mean, they've just kind of mowed through everyone. I feel like they've kind of gone under the radar because they're the 1 seed. They're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. All they've done is win. All they've done is, whenever their backs are kind of up against it, they find a way to win. And they're from top to bottom. They don't really have many chinks in the armor, so to speak, or cracks in the armor, so to speak. So, I think if I had to pick right now, I would say it's going to be UNC and Kansas facing off for the final. But the Duke love is real. I think that's what the NCAA really wants is that Duke Kansas matchup. But if I was picking, I would pick those two.
I think we could paint Joe Pesci's hair. I don't know if he could do the Coach K thing, but he's kind of beat up and paint it and have him being a basketball coach. Might be too Italian for the whole thing. I don't know. Might be.
It have to be better than Kevin James playing Sean Payton, right? I mean,
just have Adam Sandler do it at this point. Fuck
God.
why not? He has another 20 bad movies he has to make for Netflix. So just throw him in there.
I just saw Tony Reale on ESPN now on the side here. He could do it. He could probably tighten it up. Be a young Coach K back in the day. CH, you got all the mathematical formulas for the contest. 3 out of the 4 favorites won, over the weekend. And if the favorites win, our contest is pretty much decided, is it not?
It is. If anybody other than Kansas or Duke wins, so I say anybody, there's only 2 other teams.
Pretty good math.
If Carolina or Villanova wins, I have no friggin' clue who's going to win this pool. I think Newbie, who'd you pick to win it all?
I had Kentucky versus Kansas in the finals, and Kentucky lost on the opening day. I thought I was dead. And since I have picked the most correct games out of anybody in the group, I was joking with these guys earlier. I said, I just attribute it all to producing 8 in the box. Like they talk themselves out of and into plays. I'm just sitting there like a sponge, soaking it all up. I'm like, that's a good point. That's a good point. So if you're not listening to the 8 in the box, you ain't doing it right, because I have learned more about college basketball than I've ever known from that.
It's ironic because if that happens, I'm going to finish second.
Yeah.
Because I got Kansas on that side too. I think I'm going to finish second to Newbie and who else? Austin,
yeah. Austin.
He's gonna win it, but he's in Indiana. He's an Indiana guy. He knows this basketball shit. He's running the sportsbook there in Indiana. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but if Duke wins it all,
oh God,
Duke wins it all, we're gonna have back-to-back cash considerations winners. Our first 2 contests will be won by Mark Ringo. If Duke wins it all, Ringo will get another Chicago White Sox World Series bet.
We're just burning $100 if that happens.
We are.
Ringo. That's unbelievable. If that happens,
that's the most cash considerations thing ever. That we do 2 contests and the same guy wins both.
And the same guy in Chicago wins it. All these people listening to the show now, watching the show, all this stuff. I mean, we didn't have that many people in this contest, but
what the hell is even that?
That's what they're going to be saying.
It's Newbie's friggin' conspiracy theories coming true. That's what the cash considerations people want. The commissioner of the cash consideration wants somebody to win back to back.
Big the pool. That had to be what happened.
I didn't know Carl did voices too. How about that? This guy's really branching out. See,
out of the corner.
I like what you're doing there. The conspiracy guy voice, Newbie's conspiracy voice. I like that. That's pretty good. Well, I can't wait to watch the games myself. I've been asked multiple times already this week on some shows, do I think the lines are going to move? I don't think the lines are going to move that much. I tried to explain to people last week, like when you get to these Sweet 16 and then especially the Elite 8 games, there's not much line movement because, one, the drop-off in number of people betting them is huge. I mean, the first weekend is basically 4 Super Bowls. Handle is through the roof. It's just amazing, and it's really the easiest week to book because you don't have – the decisions are – ready-made for you. And if one of the favorites loses, you just sweep the board. I talked to Chrissy Andrews, the director at South Point, all Bostonian versus the book. He said they had would have had a great weekend had St. Peter's not won outright against Purdue. That's a hard one to overcome for the books. They got buried and basically took all the profit out of even, the public dog. St. Peter's on Sunday lost. And then, Duke won and covered both against Arkansas. And so it just rolls. I think it's going to be must-watch television, guys. I don't know what, they got the game staggered. Kansas is playing Nova. I think Nova's live, but that injury hurts. But I've fallen for every time I pick Kansas, I've never won a bracket. So I'm not going to win it again this year, but I picked Kansas because I thought their path was easiest. And I think a lot of people thought that. A lot of people that I know and respect had them to win the region. They've already cashed that ticket, and now they're favored. And it's interesting to me. I don't think we're going to get together before next Monday's championship game, but I'll ask you this on the way out before we move on to the next topic. If it's Kansas Duke, CH, what's the line? Who's favored?
Kansas is favored.
Small.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3,
Okay.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay, 2 or 3. Newbie, Kansas Duke, what's your line?
I think that's about right. I would say even closer. I think they're just going to throw up basically like a 1.5 for Kansas. But I think Kansas is favored, and you're only going to be getting Duke money from the public bettors for sure. Everybody, oh, here comes Coach K. Here comes Coach K. The wise guys will be all over Kansas. That'll be a big time, as they say, Dave. They always ask you on all the shows, is this a sharp square divide? Yeah, this is a sharp square divide, man. I don't fucking know. They're all betting whatever the hell they want, man.
Cam said it yesterday. He said it's split right down the middle, cut it with a Ginsu knife, like sharp square divide. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what you're even talking about. Yeah. Pros versus Joes. Yeah. Jimmy's in the Joes.
They all lose the same, man.
It's unbelievable. Man, oh man, I don't know. I mean, they take the dog. I don't know who make the dog. Like if Duke wins impressively, and Kansas has to win in overtime and doesn't cover against Villanova,
it could be.
I don't know. They may put up Duke -2, right? Like you could see it. I can't wait to see how it comes out, because I think for the first time in a while in a big game, you might have different opinions, at least to open, which I think has been lost in this whole thing with sports books. Books are afraid to put up different opinions and all, I don't know who the sharp guys are that listen to the show, but if you do, thank you very much. But, back in the old days, used to be able to put up, hey, we think it's -2. They think it's +2. Go bet it there. Go bet it here. We don't give a shit. And now I'm still amazed how like every night, like the Lakers are playing the Mavericks tonight. The line is 12 everywhere. How did everybody decide that the line is 12? Nobody thinks it could be 13. Nobody thinks it could be 10. Let alone the totals, 217.5. Every book in the world. Blows my mind every goddamn day. But that's how it works. All right, let's transition to the NBA. Speaking of that. Well, good luck to our contestants. If we get the crazy, North Carolina and non-Kansas, meaning Nova final, Newbie wins the goddamn thing. Woo! Without the whole thing.
And then nobody in the pool will have picked the winner.
In the box. That would be the best advertisement right in the box with Dave Sherapan and Brad Howe ever, is that this dude literally didn't watch 1 second of college basketball.
Amazing.
Won a pool of like 30 people who know shit. That would be the ultimate nobody knows shit moment right there.
That would be classic. We'll plaster that thing all over the place. And then Bama Mafia can, take shots again. We see you working, but that's okay. You can take your shots. You know where to find us, cashconsidshow@gmail.com, or on the Twitter, at cashconsidshow. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.